Well, today did not get off to a auspicious start, but it got better. So I ended up doing the ADHD thing of planning to go to bed early, having a short list, but then adding more things to it. You know, you start doing one thing and then you remember something else that needs to be done, etc., etc. And suddenly I looked at my clock and it was like 4 a.m. and I wanted to be up no later than 8. I forced myself to just go to bed, quit what I was doing. I let myself sleep till 8:20. Got up, did a quick cleaning myself, got some breakfast. Part of that was a disaster. And before I came down here, I had bought groceries and I froze all of the yogurt. So this one didn't look so good. It was a Noosa and it was all separated, and it might have been because it froze and thawed and it's a little different consistency than other yogurts. But I wasn't taking chances, so I had Pop-Tarts. The breakfast of children. Which, you know, I have an inner 12-year-old, so fine. And I had my coffee, and I took my meds, and I waited, and I waited, and I waited. They were supposed to show up at 9. They showed up at like 10:45. But they just kicked ass immediately. The pure water filter took him 2 seconds to change. So now there's filtered water at the sink and a pitcher. Water in this town is not so good. We've even gotten a warning about it lately, but now there's a thing of beauty. Ah. So they could use some of the things that I wanted to give away. Great. Started clearing the whole patio, putting all the junk, like their trailer's already piled high, and it's only a little after 11, so they work fast. They're sweeping up the dust, and then they started just fixing things. So I told them I have to leave by noon. And so I'm just going to leave the door unlocked for them because it's a small town. They can come fix the faucet later that I wanted fixed. That would be awesome. I got my dad's sheets in the wash now. Hopefully they won't fall apart. And I'm taking care of a couple of things, and then I'm going to head over. They did amazing, amazing work. They were still working on some of the plumbing when I left. Made it early to the rehab center for my appointment, for my training. I shall be trained. Am I trainable? I don't know. I do not know. You know, I tend to resist rules and regulations unless they make sense. It's freaking hot. It is 93 fun times. I'm really hungry because I ate early this morning and I didn't have time to grab something on the way here. So it's going to be a long day. The training is at least 2 hours, and then I want to see my dad before I go leave. Fun times. So, if I said fun times a lot, probably. Classic things that I say. Fun times, like, you know, because I'm Californian, and my brain moves really fast and needs to throw these things in to slow itself down. Fabulous. I am also wearing my Stealth Pride Moth shirt, which my dad won't get, and nobody else will get unless they're gay or queer, you know. Lord Almighty, it was a long day, a hot day. I'm sweaty, sticky, and my feet are killing me. I am completely shattered. I'm just like gone, and I got to get up and do it in a couple hours again. So we had, you know, the big to do here with people helping haul things away and fixing things, which was wonderful. They were great. Just super to have people like that around. And I've been trained. And it was like way more than I even thought it was going to be. You know, going through Dad's physical therapy, finding out what tools he needs, what we need to buy, what's going to happen, meds, diet, you know, what I can do, what I can't do. Just talking about all the details, and also including my dad in that conversation, obviously, telling them when I'll be here and when I'll be gone and why this is so important. Then Dad's nodding off finally, you know, that everybody's left, nodding off. He's going back to sleep, and my phone rings just as I'm getting ready to walk out of his room. And it's the home health people who will be coming in. There'll be a nurse coming in a couple times a week. There will be occupational therapy, physical therapy. All these things people are going to come to the house, which is great. So that was getting all set up for like when I'll hear from them. So I'll have more calls from them too. It's just constant. It's just constant that there's something that needs my attention. I don't get a break. I don't get any me time. So that happened. say goodbye to Dad again, go downstairs, wisely use the bathroom, check out. Had a little conversation with the receptionist who's really amazing. We just sort of connected. The second I got in the car, I'm thinking I should let Dad's daughter-in-law know what's going on. Give her the catch-up like I usually try to. And wouldn't you know it, my phone pings with a text from her. And so that was some back and forth. And by the time I was done, I mean, that was all fine, but I had eaten breakfast so early, and it was just a small, very small breakfast. And I was hungry even going into the appointment. Man, I had to go eat. And then I had all these errands I had to run. I did end up, though, getting a replacement bath mat for the one that disintegrated. I wanted to get one of those spongy, fatigue mats for in front of the bathroom sink instead of a regular rug. I wanted something that wouldn't slip and that would give some cushion because you don't really need a rug there. And I found one that looked like something that my stepmother would have picked, and it like fits the bathroom. So I hope Dad likes that. This is my stepmother's aesthetic. I don't know whether to actually refer to her as my stepmother because I was an adult when they got married. But basically, it's dollar store, definitely a grandma aesthetic. Very girly, very sunshiny, very happy butterflies. This is one of the worst things. This damn clown. For some reason, she was obsessed with these mesh scrubbers. I will bet that most of these things came from the dollar store. I don't know that any of them were ever actually used for people to take baths with, even in the corners. Two in the shower. I think these toiletries have been here for 20 years at least. Even on the back of the door, lots of lace, lots of doilies. But yeah, she used these bath scrubbers to decorate everywhere. Like they're even up in the corner. I've never seen anybody else do that. I don't know if it was her idea or if she got that idea from somewhere. Pretty lace curtain, uh, pink butterflies. So I found this pink bath rug, which I just stepped on, and that looks really nice. This cushion mat for in front of the sink, and it just not only fits in here perfectly, but she would have loved that. Which is strange because we did not have the best of relationships, which was not my fault. I take that back. It was my fault because I was from my dad's previous marriage. I was that. Enjoy the toilet doily. This is the first time I've ever seen this, and I'm sure it's a thing somewhere, but it's like a pink towel with a lace doily over the top on the toilet tank. God knows if that has ever been washed. Well, I'm sure she washed things when she was alive. She was tidy. She took care of everything, but my dad is not one of those people. Think about it, has probably been absorbing not just dust and debris, but all kinds of bacteria and fecal matter, and I would like to burn it, but I can't do that. Dad has left this bathroom done just the way that she did it since she died, which it's been a while. So, and I don't think it's as much a memorial to her as it is, I mean, definitely nostalgic because there's pictures of their family and their travels, lots of travels. But I think it's more like he likes it. It's okay, and he doesn't have any desire to decorate things himself or spend money. Anyway, interesting. It was just weird that I found this, and and it's very comfortable in the feet. So cool. And then I went to 2 grocery stores. Dad's fridge has never been so full. There's fruit, there's veggies, there's all kinds of stuff he won't want to eat, but I will eat it. And I reorganized his freezer. There's a bowl of fruit on the counter there that I'm about to eat, even though it's 3 a.m., because I've been trying to do the things I couldn't do because I wasn't here today. Here's my beautiful late night snack. Now, Dad does not have good systems. I mean, Dad doesn't eat very much at his age, and he's not really interested in food. So he has crazy systems, like he doesn't use his oven. I'm not even going to show you inside his oven. It's all like Tupperware thrown in there. So this is temporary. The fruit basket I've been using is this one here. But I got so much fruit that I actually started another basket because these aren't quite ready to go in the fridge. They will be pretty quickly and they'll get eaten. Freezer was a mess with all this stuff just like thrown in there. And now we have organization. So it's like it's holding so much more stuff. Plus this ice will go soon. But he had all these little like loose breakfast sandwiches and Hot Pockets that were stuffed back behind everything. And now they're in a tray where they could be easily accessed. So this is what I do with my freezer and fridge at home. And then the fridge was almost completely empty and I filled it up. Now I've got the water pitcher in there. Plus now we have the pure water attached. You know, I've got all my beverages and things. Dad will eat hardly any of this. He's just eats a few things. In the back there is bread, fruit, veggies. Um, I have my yogurt bin, which is my yogurt for the rest of the month. Beverages, things like cottage cheese, sour cream, cream cheese, veggies down here, salad stuff, and this is like meats, cheese, things like that. Dad's got his ancient condiments in there, ancient juice and soda, and I got 2 good juices that we can add to water if he wants it. So, yeah, it's like this is how a fridge should look. But I like to use baskets and things like this because it's so much easier to just pull out this and get to things rather than dig around in the fridge and not know where things are. As someone with ADHD, this helps me find my food and see what I've got. I honestly don't like the crisper drawers because once stuff gets down there, I forget about it. But inside my fridge, these kind of drawers and baskets make a huge difference. So, tip for neurodivergence. Of course, as soon as I pulled into the driveway, before I even took my first bag of groceries out, I just like opened my phone, which I shouldn't have done, and looked, and of course there was this huge thing from Mom. 20 questions and like saying what Dad needs to do, what needs to be done around here, what she noticed didn't get done today. She's going to come over in the morning and move some more things. I looked out there, I'm like, it's fine. Like, it needs to be done eventually, but there's nothing like blocking the pathway at all. They got rid of all this accumulated debris, furniture, garbage in just a couple of hours and hauled it off to the dump. It looks great. And Dad, from what I saw today, from talking to him, he's not going to want to go out there right away anyway. He's probably going to be sleeping a lot when he comes home. He's probably going to be going, I'm in my own chair watching my TV. He's going to be happy to do that. He's not going to, it's going to be super hot. He's not going to want to go for walks. It's nothing that there's any rush about. The pathway's clear. And she's talking about things that need to be thrown away. And this is a hilarious thing. She's been on my case about, you know, do you have Dad's permission to get rid of this? Do you have Dad's permission to get rid of this, right? And she's been all like, you should get it writing from him. And it's just like been hilarious. And then all of a sudden she's obsessed with these old shoes that he's got out there that were his like outside yard shoes that are on the back porch. And she needs to throw them away. They have to go. And I mentioned in the email, like, Mom, really, like, you don't need to come over and do this stuff in the morning, but if you want to, that's lovely. Just leave me alone, because I'm either going to be sleeping or I'll be inside rushing around being a basket case, or I'm going to be trying to make sure I do my self-care, which is eat and take my meds and get centered. I don't have time to talk to you about this, but that's fine. Just do you. She, like, it's like she forgets she's not married to him anymore. She doesn't have any say over his life. She's on my case, telling me to get permission. She wants to throw away the shoes. And I just mentioned to her, I'm like, I'm sure Dad's fine with getting rid of those shoes, but that's not something we discussed. So I want to check with him and just make sure it's okay to toss them. And like, he's going to say yes, toss them, because he has his one comfortable pair of shoes he wears. But it's going to give him some autonomy, because all this has just kind of been happening. Even though he has been giving his permission, a lot of things have just been happening to him. And I want to give him that choice. Does that make sense? You know, even if I know the outcome, it's already going to be bugging, because he knows I've been doing things around here to get him more organized. I've been buying stuff when he's trying to get rid of stuff. But the stuff he's getting rid of is crap. And the stuff I'm getting is stuff that'll make his life easier and that he actually does need. So it's I come home to this. I told her, you need to leave me alone tomorrow. I will give you an update when I can. And I listed, these are all the things I have to do before Dad comes home. These are all the things that are going to happen tomorrow, which is a huge list. I'm going to be getting calls and stuff from the hospital, from the nurses, from all this stuff. On top of everything else, I'm not going to answer your questions. I'm not, you know, things are just not going to be 100% perfect when Dad comes home. That's the way it is. That's life. You know, I've washed his sheets. I might make his bed after he comes home. I might do it while he's sitting relaxing in his chair. And of course, it took me like 20 minutes to write a response to her. It's closer to 30 minutes that I didn't need to spend, because being autistic, I always like have to make sure my words are all clear and I over explain everything. Ugh. When I got home, I tried to get some footage. There was an owl just flying like crazy. Actually 2 of them, and the other one's in the tree screaming. And I just got the screams. I didn't get my phone out quickly enough to catch the owl when he was really flying around. It was pretty cool. But they were on a roll tonight too. So I'm like, screaming owls, and my mom who loves owls, like practically screaming at me through an email. That's funny. They just flew over my head. A minute ago, he was circling the tree there. To eat that. It's delicious. It's a peach and some grapes and some strawberries and red apricots. So I'm going to have that. I've just got a bazillion things to do. And I don't care what kind of crazy she does. And also I mentioned if she wants to like take one thing off my list and water when she comes over in the morning, that's a-okay with me because it's going to be a long one. I mean, I'm going to get back. I'm going to have to do things with Dad. When we finally get home, I'll probably be making him dinner. I'll probably be like rolling the trash out to the curb. If I don't have to water, that'll be awesome. Hopefully Dad will be happy when he gets home. A lot got done. And I know there's going to be a lot he's not going to feel happy about. So the last thing I'm going to do is just throw away his shoes. Like, give him some autonomy, right? And I need a break from my mom.